You'll never create anything good if you're scared of creating anything at all. The longer you wait, the harder it will be to go back, and the more upset you'll feel. If I don't create, I'm neglecting the most important part of myself, what truly nourishes my soul. Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be sharing with you how I got myself back into art despite my fears and self-doubt that has been keeping me from creating work. What I struggle with the most is perfection, leading me to procrastinate and not create anything at all, falling deeper and deeper into sadness since I'm not doing what makes me feel alive. I treat my room as if it's my art studio and not a bedroom. However, the fact that my bed lays here does not really help, as I did take a nap prior to filming. I did give myself that rest, and then I set the intention that I will be doing art no matter what. I put my hair up so I won't fidget with it, and I'm also wearing my most comfy clothes with a bare face and glasses so nothing can irritate me or disturb my creative flow. First, I recommend clearing out your space, making sure your vision is only art supplies so you can be fully mindful and present with nothing to distract you. Okay, so now not only am I in the mood, but like my whole mindset and all I can see like in my vision is just what I'm gonna be working with. This is kind of just a me thing. I'm gonna put on a timer, and I strongly suggest you do that because either one, you don't want to start, and if you have a timer, then it'll force you, like even if it's just for 5 minutes, you'll start, right? And you'll probably exceed the 5 minutes. But I tend to put timers for a bit longer just so I can actually take a food break, because I get really hyper fixated and I forget I need to actually eat food. So my main goal is I really want to paint. I have 2 canvases, 3 actually, because okay, I tend to get a lot of ideas but I never execute any of them. I'll just have them on sticky notes until the sticky notes just pile up and I get too overwhelmed to actually paint anything. Okay, so step 2 is actually start working. I do want to do gouache paint, but that's not the first thing I'm going to do. The first thing I'm going to do as a little warm-up and just to build up my confidence, because our brains are our biggest ops, and I've like gaslit myself into thinking I literally cannot do art anymore. I have my reference and I have my playlist. So now that my vision is only art, that's all I want to do. I also switched from my Mac to my iPad because for me, when I logged onto my laptop, the first thing I saw was Canvas, and that just kind of made me stress, thinking like, oh my gosh, I have a quiz due, my summer class, and I don't really want to think about anything but art. And that's why art is the most mindful thing you can do, so let's only think about that. Now it's time to put on your favorite playlist and just simply start. For me, as I mentioned, I started with charcoal since it's super low pressure, and I simply treated this as a warm-up before diving into painting. Feel free to sketch along during this time lapse. Okay, so I just finished my first sketch. This feels kind of weird like talking because I'm not used to that. I do really like it, and it is definitely gonna go up there. Also, the moment you start like drawing again, even if it's like a really simple doodle, you do miss it. I play some background music. It really depends. I think when you're drawing, you shouldn't listen to lyrical just like what I like for myself. You can do whatever you want, whatever helps you, because when you draw, I feel like it's really deep and personal, and that's why I just use like what my head is feeling, rather than like, I don't know, I don't need that like dopamine from music and just lyrics that I don't. But yeah, now moving on to what we really want to do, which is painting. It's not the final thing, which I put my canvas all the way over there so I don't think about it, I don't look at it, I don't stress myself. No matter how much of a break you can like I've taken, I can always go back. Like, a break is just a break, it doesn't mean it's the end. One of my biggest fears, I think, when it comes to art is I feel like I'm regressing. Obviously, I feel like I've said this a ton of times. I'm such a huge perfectionist. The thing is, perfection isn't real. Nothing is perfect. So if you are a perfectionist, you're chasing something that you'll never achieve. What helps me thinking about when I start to like panic and like I stress myself out thinking that I have been regressing is I think of life as like a set of stairs. You don't go backwards with stairs. You just keep going up, right? But we do have times where certain steps are really steep, or we just sit down and like take a little break. So think of it as you've sat down a little bit, but you still have all your past knowledge and experience. It didn't just magically go away. Now step 3, which is gonna be my second piece of work, is I'm gonna be using wash paint, which is such a bummer. I have this beautiful paint I've only ever used once, so I'm not that experienced with it. And I feel like this is a really good challenge, also because for me at least, and I think a lot of people too, having a challenge kind of incites you to do the thing. I am going to be painting flowers, which is similar to what I'm going to do on the really big canvas. So I hope this kind of like helps me get into it and realize that like it's not that deep. I also feel like this will help me just build a rhythm and like get back to it. The timer is not meant to stress you. The timer is just like forcing you, okay, now that you press start, you have to actually do it. As I mentioned earlier, my intention for using wash paint is I've only ever used this once before, and throughout this process, I don't think you can tell, but I had completely forgotten how this medium even worked. I eventually got used to it by using more water, but I was not really happy with my work. Regardless, I kept going since I'd rather have something than nothing at all. Since I did start off with charcoal, something I'm very comfortable with, I wanted to force myself to use something I'm not so comfortable with to really help me get out of my art block. And it honestly worked. Sorry, I'm getting bored. 5 minutes and I'm not even close to finish. Okay, that was... For this piece, it took me quite some time to actually get into it. As in the previous clip, I was really bored and I was really bored and my timer said 5 minutes left, but then I actually started getting into it. So when the timer went off, I was really upset. I don't know why I kept that in. I just wanted to show you guys, but I continued to work obviously because I did want to finish it, and you can see it kind of starts getting together, but it's still not my favorite, and I don't really have it anywhere in my room because I don't like it. That's okay. I'm honestly just proud of myself that I committed to it and finished regardless of how I felt about it. It's finally time for food, but I did these two. I just want to say these are kind of extra. I only suggest it if you really cannot paint, because this one, if y'all follow me on Instagram, I posted this. Long story short, but clearly you can tell I have not touched it since, and I'm having a lot of trouble just like mentally doing it, not physically, so that's why I decided to paint these two. But time to eat and then work on this. This is a very key step. Obviously you have to eat and take a break, but watching anime for sure. So this bun really hurts me. I just want to be in the zone and I don't want to disturb my flow. After my break, I actually didn't continue working on art, and I wasn't really upset with myself. I was very lenient since it has been months since I've actually done something, but I was fine with it because I knew that I made that intention to start being consistent and that I will continue tomorrow and so on. So the next day, I hadn't spoken at all, so you'll see it's just a time lapse. I wanted to paint and nothing else. It was also early in the morning. I was home alone and I wanted to fully take advantage of being with myself, being present, and knowing I wouldn't be disturbed or interrupted by anyone in the house. Since I am working on a bigger project, in this case I'm actually going to do some Arabic calligraphy, I did go ahead and sketch it out on Procreate first just so I could feel really comfortable and also have a reference. Out of the 2 days, I would definitely say this was my most preferred. At least I was really into it. I think I was able to really tune into just that creative flow. I feel like there's a sort of sensitivity and fragility in art, and I feel like it's kind of like an outlet to explain the chaos to yourself. I wanted to also show you guys, I completely redid my room. This, to me at least, also this is so different. It's like more artsy, so I don't get distracted because I get super distracted. I really like my layout. This is helping me be like constantly inspired regardless. My Castlevania and JoJo's arts and all my manga. I think environment matters a lot. Either sketch with me or like you can just leave my video as a background and just draw. But you have to start now, and do not wait till it'll be perfect. It'll never be perfect. Start creating, and then when you actually have something, perfect it. But I really do hope this helped you guys in any way, even if it's just back to scribbling or just playing around with art again. Trust me, your life will feel so much better and you'll finally like understand why you're so down or what's missing in your life. Anyways, I hope you guys are doing amazing and having a beautiful summer. Love you guys.